You ever wake up, scroll your phone, and see something so wild that your brain just stops functioning for a second? Because that's exactly what happened this morning when the internet exploded with footage that nobody was supposed to see. Secret, federal, footage of DJ Envy. And guess who's the one pouring gasoline on this fire? None other than the man who turns every feud into a full-blown saga, 50 Cent. That's right, Mr. Get Rich or Die Trying just dropped receipts like it's tax season. And the internet is in cardiac arrest. The footage allegedly shows DJ Envy looking way too cozy with federal agents in what looks like a setup straight out of a Netflix crime documentary. You couldn't script this better if Scorsese directed it. Now people are asking the question of the year: is DJ Envy a victim? Or the biggest informant plot twist since Tekashi 669 dyed his hair rainbow? Because 50's not just throwing shade, he's pulling curtains, cutting wires, and setting the stage for the most chaotic hip-hop expos of 2025. So grab your popcorn and your burner phone. Because this isn't just a scandal, this is The Breakfast Club meets Breaking Bad. Welcome to Truth Tattle, where receipts never sleep and the truth always leaks. It started like every 50 Cent story does, with chaos, confusion, and that signature smirk that means somebody about to get exposed. Out of nowhere, social media went nuclear after 50 Cent dropped a bombshell post. Y'all thought this was a rumor. Wait till you see the tape, and just like that, the name DJ Envy shot to the top of every trending chart, right next to FBI, real estate fraud, and wiretap leak. At first, nobody knew what was real and what was clickbait. But then the footage surfaced. A short, grainy clip allegedly showing DJ Envy in what looked like a private meeting with federal agents, looking way too calm for a man under investigation. The caption read, "It's always the one smiling in your face." Within seconds, every gossip blog, hip-hop page, and reaction YouTuber went into overdrive. The internet collectively froze. Because this wasn't just any DJ. This was the DJ Envy, co-host of The Breakfast Club, voice of New York mornings, and the man who once told listeners, "I'm too real to fold." But now, that real image was cracking faster than a windshield in a drive-by.to understand how we got here. We gotta rewind. See, DJ Envy had been riding the wave of success for years: radio fame, car shows, motivational talks, and that "I'm a family man" persona. But behind the flash and filters was a storm brewing. The real estate scandal with Cesar Pina had already put cracks in his empire. Millions of dollars missing. Lawsuits piling up. Victims claiming they were scammed by the duo's luxury properties pitch. And when investigators started digging, the whispers got darker. They said Envy wasn't just a victim. He might have been the connect. The man who smiled on air, then made side deals off camera. 50 Cent, always watching from the sidelines like the grim reaper of receipts, caught wind, and he was not about to let this slide. You have to remember, 50 and Envy had history. Not direct beef, but mutual shade over the years. 50 doesn't need much of a reason to roast someone, just give him a headline and a platform. So when that secret footage dropped, 50 didn't just post it, he weaponized it. He hit Instagram with a message so cold it gave the internet frostbite. "Told y'all the feds don't play. Look who playing with them." Boom. Instant detonation. The clip spread faster than the flu. The comment sections turned into crime scene investigations. Theories everywhere. Was Envy flipping to save himself? Was it an old meeting twisted out of context? Or was the man we heard preaching integrity on the radio now starring in his own betrayal saga? The memes came first because the internet never lets tragedy go unroasted. People edited Envy's face onto Snitch 990 memes, posted fake Breakfast Club, Federal Edition posters, and one viral TikTok even spliced Envy's old interviews with clips of FBI raids set to the Law and Order theme. Dark humor? Absolutely. But also, nobody could look away. And then came the statements. Envy's team tried to control the wildfire, saying the video was out of context, misinterpreted, and part of an ongoing misunderstanding, but the public wasn't buying it. The problem wasn't just the footage, it was the tone, the calmness, the way Envy looked in that clip, leaning back, nodding, whispering. It didn't look like fear, it looked like cooperation. Meanwhile, 50 Cent kept feeding the flames. One post turned into 10. He uploaded screenshots, fake movie posters titled Power, The Informant Edition, and clips of himself laughing while reading headlines. Every time Envy tried to talk his way out, 50 dropped another receipt, and the world kept watching, popcorn in hand, waiting for the next blow. Even fellow celebs started weighing in. Some defended Envy, saying he was being targeted because of the Peanut case. Others quietly distanced themselves, unfollowing him, deleting old collabs, pretending they'd never known the guy. Hip-hop loyalty evaporated overnight. Fans started rewatching Breakfast Club interviews, searching for signs. Old episodes were suddenly decoded like CIA files every time Envy looked nervous. Every awkward laugh, every sudden topic change. One clip of him saying, "I don't talk to police, I talk to my lawyer," went viral for all the wrong reasons. Someone captioned it, "You sure about that, big man?" But here's where it got darker. Rumors started swirling that 50 didn't just find the footage. He got it from someone on the inside. A source. Maybe a former associate. Maybe someone who wanted revenge. Because if anyone knows how to dig up skeletons, it's Curtis full-time detective Jackson. The man could build a career just exposing people's secrets for sport. As the story spread, Envy's silence became its own headline. The radio host who never stopped talking suddenly vanished from social media. No morning show appearances. No Instagram lives. Nothing. Just silence. And that silence said everything. Because in the world of hip-hop, going quiet during an accusation is like showing up to court in cuffs. Even Charlemagne the God, Envy's co-host, kept things unusually vague. He told fans, "I don't know what's going on with that man," and moved on. That one line sent shockwaves. If Charlemagne wasn't defending him, that was the unofficial confirmation that things were bad. Meanwhile, 50 doubled down again, claiming there's more footage coming. He teased it like a mixtape drop, captioning a post with, "You'll only saw the appetizer. Main course coming soon." The man was treating federal leaks like album promo, and the public hated up. By the end of the week, Envy's entire reputation was under siege. His real estate seminars? Cancelled. His sponsors? Gone quiet. The man who spent decades building trust was now the face of betrayal memes, and just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, someone leaked audio. Low quality, muffled, but just clear enough to make out what sounded like a conversation between Envy and someone mentioning federal cooperation. Nobody could verify it, but by then, it didn't matter. The court of public opinion had already ruled him guilty. 50's response to the chaos. A single caption. "I told you the streets talk." The Feds record, and with that, the scandal evolved from rumor to reality. The man who once spun records was now spinning stories to stay alive. Once that first video hit the web, the scandal didn't just grow, it mutated. This wasn't a story anymore. It was a digital wildfire. You couldn't open your phone without seeing Envy's face next to the word Feds. Twitter became a courtroom, TikTok became a crime lab, and 50 Cent, he turned into a one-man demolition crew with a Wi-Fi connection. The first wave of chaos came from hip-hop fans who thrive on drama like it's oxygen. They started connecting dots that didn't even exist. Someone found a photo of Envy wearing a navy blue jacket and said it matched what agents wear on raids. Another user claimed they heard from a cousin's cousin that Envy had been at the FBI building. No proof, no source, just vibes, and that was enough to fuel the inferno. Meanwhile, 50 Cent was having the time of his life. The man didn't post once or twice, he dropped an entire series. 10 back-to-back posts, each more savage than the last. One featured Envy's face photoshopped on a D badge. Another had the caption, "DJ FBI spinning secrets on the 1 second and 2S. The internet lost its mind. Every meme page joined in. Academics was live for 6 hours straight, breaking down the leak timeline like it was the OJA trial. Someone edited Envy's voice over Narcos footage with the caption, "The real Pablo Envy bar." Even news outlets who usually ignore hip-hop gossip started covering it. CNN dropped a digital fraud investigation update, and TMZ showed up like bloodhounds sniffing for clickbait. Then came the celebrity wave. Rick Ross, who's been throwing shade at Envy ever since their real estate beef started, didn't waste a second. He posted a champagne selfie with the caption, "Told y'all my estate don't do funny business." The comments section was a battlefield. One fan wrote, "Rosé sipping while Envy snitching," and Ross replied with laughing emojis. Petty? Yes. Legendary? Absolutely. DJ Clue posted a cryptic story. "Never let your mic turn into a wire." That one hit hard. Fabulous added fuel with a single emoji, the rat. No caption. Just vibes. Even Joe Budden, the podcast king of controversy, chimed in, "If this Envy thing is real, it's bigger than music, it's a trust issue." But 50 wasn't done yet. He started dropping cryptic teasers. Next clip dropping at midnight. Wait till y'all see the conversation he thought was off record. Every post was like an episode of Power. And the fans couldn't tell if they were watching a crime drama or a comedy. The memes evolved into full-blown movie posters. One viral design showed 50 as the director of FEDS by Envy, based on true lies. Another one had Envy behind a turntable labeled Wiretap Records. People were laughing so hard they forgot this was supposed to be serious until Envy's lawyer made a statement. That's when things got heavy. According to insiders, the FBI wasn't thrilled about secret footage leaking. The Bureau allegedly launched an inquiry into who recorded it, which, ironically, made 50 Cent's posts look even more credible. "You can't make this up." The more Envy denied, the more suspicious it looked. Angela Yee, Envy's former Breakfast Club co-host, tried to stay neutral. When fans bombarded her with questions, she said, "I'm just praying for peace for everyone involved." Translation? "I'm not touching that fire." But Charlemagne the God? His silence spoke volumes. He avoided mentioning Envy entirely. People noticed. Viewers called it eerily calm, especially for a man who built a career roasting rappers on air. Fans joked that Charlemagne was treating Envy like an ex-unfollowed, unspoken, unseen. Meanwhile, 50's empire of chaos kept expanding. He brought in Tony Yeo and Uncle Morda to do reenactments of the leaked clip for laughs. They mimicked Envy whispering to agents about real estate opportunities. It was ruthless. The video hit 5 million views in under 24 hours. Then, like every viral explosion, the story twisted again. A supposed insider dropped another piece of voicemail. The audio was scratchy, full of static, but fans claimed they heard Envy saying phrases like, "I'll cooperate and you'll get the files." Nobody verified it. But that didn't matter once the rumor mill starts. Facts become optional. 50 posted a smirking selfie right after the clip went viral with the caption, "Told y'all I don't cap. I caption." The man was untouchable. Every move he made was breaking the internet. In just 3 days, the story transformed from a gossip headline to a full-blown hip-hop crime saga. YouTubers dropped deep dive exposes with dramatic music, calling it the fall of DJ Envy. Others theorized that 50 was running a personal revenge campaign to promote his next show. Either way, people couldn't get enough. But beneath the jokes and memes, there was a serious undertone. The feds were reportedly looking into the real estate case. Court documents confirmed financial irregularities tied to the Pina partnership. Victims claimed they'd invested life savings into properties that never existed, and the timing of that leak, too perfect to be coincidence. Some fans started believing that 50 Cent's footage wasn't leaked, it was strategically released. The theory was that someone from the case wanted Envy's credibility destroyed before trial, and who better to deliver that chaos than 50, the king of digital destruction. Meanwhile, Envy's inner circle was crumbling. Longtime business partners went silent. His publicist reportedly quit. One insider told gossip blogs, "Every phone call feels like a setup now." The paranoia was real. But if you thought 50 would show mercy, think again. He doubled down one last time, posting an old clip of Envy saying, "I don't talk to police," followed by his now iconic laugh and the caption, "Oh, you talk now." It was checkmate. 50 had turned public opinion into his personal weapon. Every major outlet was now treating Envy's downfall like a season finale. The memes evolved into documentaries. TikTok creators made mock crime recaps narrated like Netflix's murders. Reddit detectives started tracking flight paths, timestamps, and background details in the footage, trying to confirm if it was real. It was digital hysteria at its finest, and through it all, Envy's silence became deafening. He wasn't posting, wasn't laughing, wasn't spinning records. For the first time in years, The Breakfast Club aired episodes without his voice. Fans started calling it the Quiet Club. At that moment, 50 Cent had done what no rival or critic ever could: turned one of hip-hop's most trusted media figures into a walking question mark. By the end of the week, DJ Envy wasn't trending for music, cars, or business. He was trending for something far more dangerous: doubt. And 50. He was trending for what he does best: turning other people's downfall into primetime entertainment. By the time the smoke cleared, DJ Envy's empire wasn't just cracked, it was collapsing like a luxury condo built on bad paperwork. The headlines were relentless. DJ Envy under fire. FBI footage raises questions. 50 Cent strikes again. Every outlet, from hip-hop blogs to mainstream networks, had the same picture: Envy sitting in that dimly lit room, whispering to someone just off camera. The caption might as well have read, "Career pending investigation." Inside the industry, phones were ringing off the hook. Sponsors were pulling back, radio execs were sweating, and advertisers who once bragged about partnerships with Envy were suddenly rewriting their contracts. It was the digital version of a ghost town. Even his fellow DJs, usually quick to show solidarity, kept suspiciously quiet. Because nobody wants to be the next name attached to an FBI headline, but the person enjoying this the most? 50 Cent, the chaos conductor himself. Every new headline felt like a verse in his diss track. The man was thriving. On his Instagram stories, he doubled down with that iconic slow laugh. "See, I told y'all. Ain't no smoke without surveillance." Fans couldn't decide what was more entertaining: the alleged leak or 50's legendary pettiness. His posts weren't just memes anymore. They were productions. He dropped a mini mockumentary titled The Informant Club, where an actor played Envy hosting a fake radio show interviewing agents instead of artists. It was ruthless, petty, and viral gold. Meanwhile, Envy finally broke his silence. He returned to The Breakfast Club after 2 weeks of digital exile. Eyes tired, voice trembling just enough to sound human. "Listen," he said. "I ain't no snitch. I've done nothing wrong. The truth always comes out." But the internet wasn't convinced. The memes flooded back harder. One viral comment read, "Bro said the truth comes out," like he didn't already help it escape. Even Charlemagne's face during that broadcast went viral: the classic, "I don't believe this man, but I'm not losing my job" expression. The tension was thicker than a Rick Ross steak dinner. Behind the scenes, though, it was uglier. Insiders leaked that The Breakfast Club's parent company was considering temporary restructuring, which basically meant, "We might let Envy go if this gets worse." His sponsors were panicking too. The luxury car brand he promoted dropped him overnight, citing brand integrity concerns. That phrase alone became the week's biggest joke, fans captioned. Photos with brand integrity every time they roasted a scandal. And then came the part 2 footage. Just when people thought 50 was done, he posted another teaser, blurry, chaotic, and definitely damning. It showed what looked like another conversation, different location, same calm demeanor. 50 captioned it, "Y'all still defending this dude? Okay, watch this." Boom. Explosion again. Within hours, hashtags like #EnvyFiles and #FedBreakfast trended globally. Every gossip show replayed it like a breaking news loop. People started joking that 50 should just run the CIA at this point. But here's where it took a darker turn. Anonymous sources claim that federal prosecutors were now reviewing communications related to the peanut case. No one knew if the leaked footage was real. But it didn't matter. The illusion of truth had already destroyed Envy's credibility. His empire, once built on motivation and mentorship, now looked like smoke and mirrors. Every quote, every motivational post, every family-first speech was being replayed and ridiculed. And through all that destruction, 50 Cent stood unbothered, posting another gem. See, when I tell you'll watch who you smile with. This what I mean. I'm not petty. I'm prophetic. The fans went wild. Petty and prophetic trended for a full day. Someone even remixed his quote into a drill track on SoundCloud. Meanwhile, other celebrities started picking sides. DJ Drama called the situation tragic but predictable. Funk Flex laughed on air, saying, "I told y'all, some of these dudes more industry than integrity." And Rick Ross, never one to miss a jab, dropped a video from his mansion. "We sipping Belaire and minding our business cause we don't meet with no suits." By now, the memes had fully evolved into cultural commentary. TikToks reenacted 50 and Envy's feud like courtroom dramas. People wore free Envy shirts ironically. Someone edited a fake movie trailer 50 Cent presents, The Breakfast Snitch. It was hilarious, savage, and completely viral. But under the humor, there was one cold truth: Envy's career would never be the same. The public doesn't forget, and hip-hop doesn't forgive. Even if the footage turned out to be misinterpreted, the damage was done. The word Fed had already been attached to his name like a permanent tattoo. You can rebuild businesses, but in hip-hop, you can't rebuild your street credibility. As 50's campaign of destruction hit its peak, journalists started calling it the digital drive-by. He didn't use bullets, he used posts. Each caption was a headshot. Every meme was a body bag. He didn't just end Envy's credibility, he turned it into entertainment. By week's end, Envy tried to fight back again. He went live, pleading for people to wait for the truth, but the problem was in this era. Perception is the truth. And 50 Cent had already written the narrative, and just when you thought the saga was over, 50 delivered the knockout punch. A final post, calm and simple. A black screen with white text. Justice is slow, but receipts are instant. The internet erupted one last time. That post alone hit 20 million views in 6 hours. It wasn't just an expose, it was digital history. And the crazy part, nobody even knew if the footage was authentic. Because in the court of social media, the verdict doesn't come from evidence, it comes from engagement. In the end, 50 Cent walked away with another W, another viral victory. His legacy as the king of petty became folklore. DJ Envy? He was left in PR purgatory, trying to rebuild a brand that 50 had gleefully torched for sport. The final irony. Envy once told his fans, "Don't play with your reputation, it's all you have." 50 Cent just proved that in the digital age, reputation isn't something you protect. It's something people watch burn. So let's get one thing straight, this wasn't just a scandal. This was a spectacle. 50 Cent didn't just expose DJ Envy. He directed the entire downfall like a Netflix series, complete with teasers, cliffhangers, and meme trailers. Somewhere out there, 50 is probably sipping champagne while Envy's PR team is sipping espresso and crying into their laptops. If you ever needed a reminder that the internet never forgets, this was it. One leak, one clip, one 50 Cent caption, and boom. Careers crumble faster than crypto coins in 2022. DJ Envy wanted to spin records. 50 spun the narrative. And in today's culture, that's the only mix that matters. But here's the crazy part: the more outrageous this story gets, the more believable it becomes. Because when it comes to hip-hop drama, reality always outdoes fiction. This makes the Kardashians look like choir practice. So, before 50 drops the next exclusive, do yourself a favor, smash that like button like 50 smashes reputations. Drop a comment if you think Envy's next mixtape should be titled Cooperating with the Feds, The Remix, and subscribe to Truth Tattle. Because over here, every leak gets louder, every secret gets spicier, and every scandal gets served hot and unfiltered. We don't do PR cleanup, we do chaos. We don't sip tea, we pour gasoline, because in this world, truth doesn't whisper. It leaks, and 50 Cent just reminded us all in hip-hop, there's no such thing as off the record. Stay tuned, stay savage, and remember, this is Truth Tattle, where receipts never sleep, and legends never lie. They just get caught.